morning. Okay, I'll let people settle a bit in a short break. It's a wonderful hall, by the way. A lot of good portraits of famous people, so probably sometime in the future we'll have a Hall of Fame of hosting with founders of the industry.
To the back, please keep your voices down, please. There are still people trying to listen to this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so today I would like to speak about the paradigm shift that is happening in the hosting and cloud industry and what is the role of Odin as we see it. So before going into that, let's recall the definition of evolution and revolution. Evolution is a step-by-step development into a certain direction and adapting to changing environment. Revolution is a fast change and paradigm shift in whatever we think about. And if we think about the industry, let's analyze a bit. Is it evolution or revolution now? So if we talk about the background of the industry as of today, the industry grew tremendously over the last 20 years. And it began 20 years ago with first hosting companies, writing .com bubble, and then obviously website hosting became a commodity service when a lot of businesses started to launch their websites, and the tremendous growth of internet users helped these companies to grow a lot. Then there were some companies riding the wave of email hosting as a new service, a new add-on service that found the way to the market. VPS, virtual private server, became a mainstream not so long ago, actually, and then now we're in the age of infrastructure as a service, a market which is highly consolidated, and we have hyperscale providers ruling that. We may argue, is there a place for hosting providers, for smaller hosting providers, leveraging that? I will touch that later. But fundamentally, if we believe of this evolution of the industry, there were also always steps, or little revolutions, or evolutions of the service and the markets as where it headed. And now, obviously, the question is, what's next? Given that the challenges of our industry are pretty well known for any industry. That's competition. There are a lot of players, global, local, and you can't find anywhere a safe harbor where you will not find competitors. To be successful, you'll require more capital investment, while the services themselves are getting commoditized, meaning that margins have their own erosion. Complexity grows, complexity doesn't go away, and with more services we add to this business, more customers we have, complexity grows. Obviously, that leads to price wars in different segments, in different countries, which is not good for anyone. So these are common challenges, and I think most of people recognize that. We at Odin, we're not only producing software, but also we are doing some research and investing into the market intelligence that we believe will help our partners to make the right investment decisions and to help to grow their business. So we do this cloud insights research where we specifically measure SMBs' buying behaviors in the cloud and in the hosting, and we try to predict where the industry is going. We're doing these researches since 2009, I believe, and we do them in 15 countries. By the way, you can get a copy of the recent ones from our booth here at Expo. So what does it tell us overall? It says that SMB cloud market, despite all those challenges, will continue to grow with pretty good pace, with 17 compound annual growth rate, at least until 2018. and will reach astronomical number of $160 billion in 2018. Actually, I believe this doesn't matter. I mean, specific numbers do not matter because, well, if it grows 17% or 19%, who cares, right? What matters is what are the key drivers of this growth. And there are fundamentally two key drivers of this growth. The first driver is that there are more and more SMBs, more and more businesses are joining kind of the cloud ecosystem. They start to consume cloud services, and they start to convert from traditional IT to the cloud. But what gives the real multiplication of this growth is an average number of services any average SMB deploys. And it started several years ago with probably 1 or 2 services that may be shared hosting or email hosting. But it grew and grew, and now we see acceleration of this growth. By 2018, we predict that average number of services an SMB consumes will be from 8 to 10. And that gives, as you understand mathematically, a major multiplication to the cloud market overall, and is becoming the key growth driver there. But when we think about an SMB starting to consume these services in that quantity, we will see increasing complexity big time. Because some of the services they will buy from a service provider, some of the services they will tend to buy directly from an ISV. Some of the services would be paid, some of the services would be free of charge, and it's growing complexity to manage. And to be honest, if we think about the smaller companies, it's not their main business to manage IT in that complexity. We also measure what is an anticipated growth in different market segments of the cloud. We typically segment the market into 4 categories: infrastructure as a service, web presence, collaboration and unified communications, and business applications. And obviously, infrastructure as a service is the biggest piece of a pie and will continue to be that, growing nicely over the next 3 years. But I would like to pay your attention on the business application growth. That's where working directly with SMBs and asking them what are the services they're going to consume next or starting to consume next, most of them are calling out business applications. And business applications may be different categories. That may be online accounting, that may be backup services and others. And if we look deeper into the numbers, and by the way, these numbers are Germany specific, that's an illustration that we do worldwide research, but also we do country by country reports that may be very relevant for local players. So if we look at the recent German data that was published last year in 2015, we'll see that out of business applications that will drive most of the growth in the cloud, file sharing, online backup, and online accounting are the key applications that will attract users over the next couple of years. Interestingly enough, price is not the key and not the most important factor in making the choice about the business applications. Business need is, which somehow obvious, but I was pretty surprised to see that customer experience is the second named reason to choose business apps. That's understandable. That's because business apps are used not always by IT-savvy people, and the ease of use and the lack of complexity is important. But also, if we read recent studies by companies like 451 Research, they are projecting a tremendous growth in managed service category in cloud services. So currently it's less than $20 billion, and it should grow by 2018 till $43 billion worldwide. That's a major opportunity for any of us who think about adding value-add services to the portfolio. What drives that is that by 2020, probably there would be no cloud anymore. It would be just IT. We may call IT as a service, or I'm pretty sure people will just call it IT. Cloud changes the fundamental way how businesses and individuals consume information technology, but as most of the consumers, most of end users are moving there would be no reason to call it cloud versus non-cloud. Everything would be cloud. So what's next for hosting providers? Should we continue evolving, or should we revolutionize ourselves? So if we make some conclusions of what I mentioned previously, we need to think, okay, what does it take for us to become ready for this new wave? And first of all, if we take a hosting provider, we need to make sure that their platform, their hosting platform, actually allows them to grow in the new paradigm, is flexible enough. The second important factor is an ability of a service provider not only sell hosted services, which is well established now, but also be able to sell syndicated services, because that's what customers need. And the third component of success going forward would be an ability to provide managed services associated with this. So why platform upgrade or deploying modern hosting platform is important? So first of all, growing complexity of services, number of customers, speed to market is becoming one of the key differentiator. If you, in the past, you were able to afford to launch a new service in 6 months, now it's no longer an option. And the speed of the cloud is not quarters, it's definitely not months, but speed of the cloud is weeks. And we should understand that, because the customers expect us to do so. And definitely, if the platform is not ready for exponential growth of customers and services, then cost will increase. So when you and we think about how new hosting platforms should operate and what are the requirements that business has for that, it should be predictable cost, not really depending on the volume of business you generate through the platform. It should ensure rapid time to market and ability to add services in weeks or better in days. And preferably, it should be based on a pay-as-you-grow model. Then, why syndicated services are important? The second factor here. So, in the market, we have many companies that deploy hosted services. That can be web-hosted, email, security, applications, infrastructure as a service. But now, when we think about the whole cloud ecosystem and think about thousands of ISVs entering this market, adapting their existing services, and inventing new ones, if we take our biggest vendors like Microsoft and Symantec and others, they definitely earn mindshare of customers. And definitely our customers are willing to consume those services as well. So in order to serve an integrated cloud solutions portfolio for any given market, we need to consider the combination of both. It's no longer possible to serve customer needs only with hosted services. And then we sometimes talk about the complexity of cloud migration. And we, all of us, or most of us in this hall, I believe, are IT-savvy professionals. So, and even we in the IT industry, we believe that this is something which is quite complicated. Can you imagine SMB moving to the cloud on their own without any hassle, without any issues? I don't think that's a mainstream scenario. There would be some probably, but not everyone. That's why they need help in moving to the cloud, in moving to the new world of IT as a service, which is coming pretty soon. Who can help with them? Who can help with that? And who can basically take their hands and migrate them to the cloud? That gives basically good opportunities for us to upsell these services like migration services, IT infrastructure assessment services, support, and more high-level, more high-margin services to these customers. And they will be grateful to those providers who would help them to migrate from the old IT world to the new IT as a service world which is coming. There are a couple of good examples in the industry, or probably many examples of the industry. I would like to highlight company Oz Hosting from Australia. We have Jason here in the audience, or at least he was on Acronis presentation, who is one of the founders of Oz Hosting, I believe.
I'm Doug Endersby. I'm one of the directors and owners of Oz Hosting, and my focus is our sales and marketing efforts. Oz Hosting started in 1998, so it's one of the original hosting companies in Australia. It's gone through a few iterations since that time, as most hosting companies have, changes in ownership and direction and so on. I guess one of the biggest changes that really has made it what it is today is in 2007 it adopted the Parallels platform, and therefore it was then an early marketer in the marketplace in Australia of host exchange email. Since then it's grown quite considerably, and it's now one of the top host exchange Office 365 companies in Australia. The great thing about the Odin platform is that you've got best of breed suppliers, folks like Mozy, EMC, McAfee, obviously Microsoft with Office 365, all pretty keen to have APIs into the platform so that folks like us can resell their products. So we've been, working with Odin to make sure that we just do have the best products in the marketplace for the SMB space that we operate in.
So thanks to Duke for this nice video. It's true that Oz Hosting basically expanded their portfolio big time. Now they're entering managed services business, and they're growing tremendously on the Australian market, becoming one of the leaders in that market. Another example that I would like to show of this transformation, of this revolution, is Cobweb, a company from UK operating in Europe, and they are growing tremendously with adding Microsoft CSP services and increasing profits with that business big time, helping their customers to migrate to the cloud. So in other news that probably most of you heard, that Odin got acquired. Odin was a name for business unit, automation business unit inside Parallels, which was announced last year on WHD here. And at the end of the last year, this business unit got acquired by Ingram Micro. So a lot of people asked me over the last three months, what does it mean for Odin platform, for Odin technology? So I decided to spend a little bit of time for a larger audience to explain this. So Ingram Micro is one of the largest distributors in the IT. So they distribute hardware, software, they provide lifecycle services for telco companies, and they bought Orion, which is a platform and automation platform business. Why did they do that? And the answer is quite simple. As the industry evolves in a way that it is no longer an evolution, but a revolution, as the paradigm shifts there, Ingram Micro, being a traditional distributor, cannot survive without completely transforming its business. And now Ingram Micro Cloud, which is a separate division inside a bigger company, which integrates Odin into itself, transforming the company into a software engineering company. So now there are 1,200 employees in Ingram Micro Cloud doing only cloud. By the way, 500 of them came from Odin. There would be more acquisitions, there would be more growth there, more investment into that, and pretty soon Ingram Micro will employ at least 1,500 employees in the cloud division, and I can bet this is a significant investment, probably unmatched at least in this space. Ingram brings to the table, first of all, connection with ISVs and major software vendors on the level that Odin and Parallels could not have because of the size of the company and the place in the market. Ingram works with thousands, with hundreds of thousands of resellers worldwide, having presence everywhere in the world. That will help to transform the industry into the cloud faster, because these guys will start reselling cloud services to their respective customers. Ingram bought Odin not as a technology, because you probably know Ingram has deployed Odin automation as a platform for their own marketplace dedicated for reseller channel. But they bought Odin as a business. So out of those 500 employees that moved from Parallels to Ingram Micro, it's not only software engineers, but also sales, marketing, professional services, customer support people, and Ingram is making a growing investment into this business to see an outcome of that. And Ingram is committed to continue serving hosting partners, to continue serving our telco customers across the world, and to grow investment into that, and is committed to invest into the roadmap and make all the product innovations that we're working on now internally available to an overall market. So we believe that this combination of technology and industry experience of Odin and Ingram's brand, Ingram's financial strength, will actually help us continue give you the best solutions that we have and help you to revolutionize your business. From the product perspective, this merge actually gives us a broader set of offerings that we can give to our partners. In the past, we at Parallels, that time, and at Odin, we had a comprehensive automation platform that could be deployed on-premise and help you automate your billing and provisioning of hosting and cloud services. So now we have this stack of on-premises solution. With Ingram, we are having cloud-based solutions right now, like platform as a service. And there are several offerings, several level of offerings that you can start with a very simple and easy to start reseller marketplace devoted for small value-added resellers across the world that Ingram has, but up to private label cloud automation, which basically an automation platform in the cloud for you, fully customized, using the Odin engine, but not on your premise, and provided as a managed service. And all of this is powered by a ISV ecosystem where Ingram has tremendous strength and tremendous influence on guys from Microsoft, where we are one of the biggest partners for them worldwide, to small guys. This gives our integration standard, APS, a good position and good boost in terms of getting ISVs into this ecosystem and giving you, our partners and service providers, ability to leverage from that ecosystem. So you may have noticed that there is a block. Those of you who know Odin well will probably ask, what is this? We don't have a lot of details now, but we will reveal this product, which would be agile on-premise platform for smaller and mid-size service providers in Phoenix, where we'll have our Cloud Summit in 1 month. I encourage you to visit our booth and get a special invitation for that summit. And I would be happy for you to join us there in Phoenix, Arizona, in 1 month from now. And also, I encourage you to visit our booth at the expo and attend breakout sessions that we have on Thursday, Wednesday, today, and tomorrow. With that, I have 5 minutes. I don't know if it's enough for 1 or 2 questions, but I would be happy to take one.
So, first of all, thank you very much for that. We'll definitely ask, because we have a few minutes here, so just very quickly, if there are questions, please do raise your hand now. I think microphones are going to be headed out very shortly. But not seeing anything. Last call? No, well, in which case, thank you. Do you want to say where your booth is, for if people have questions later? Is there a...
It's in the main area of the expo.
All right, in which case, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
One last round of applause.
Thank you very much.